Hello friends and welcome to another video. Today we're going to do something really fun that I have been wanting to do for a while. We are going to tier rank book tropes. I love tier ranking videos, and so I thought it would be a good idea to film one myself. Because when I watch these videos, I always kind of rate things in my head, and it's a lot of fun judging stuff. Not judging people, that's a different story. Without further ado, let's jump right into the video. So first of all, I'm going to tell you which tiers we have going on. The lowest tier is, why does this exist? Like, why do we even have this trope? It doesn't make sense to me. Next one is, I didn't know this existed, because some of these tropes I'm like, oh, I didn't know this was a thing. Next up, we have depends on execution, because a lot of tropes, you know, they can be done well, but they also can really suck. I mean, this kind of goes for all of them really, but this one is like, sometimes I like it, sometimes I don't. Then we have guilty pleasure, because we all know there are some tropes where you're like, I know in my head I shouldn't like this, but I read it and I really enjoy it. And that's what this tier is for. Then we have the good shit. I think the top two really explain themselves. And the god tier is, I will read every book with this trope. Okay, so let's get straight into it. I'm going to start with the first trope. It's bad boy, good girl. This trope, I have read quite a few books with it, and I'm really on the fence about it. So I think I'm going to put it into depends on execution, but it's like pretty much right on the line to why does this even exist. Because there's so many books out there with this trope that just straight up suck. And then we have friends with benefits to lovers. Ooh, yes, please give it to me. I think I would read every single book with this trope. I just love it. I think I didn't even read that many books that have this trope, but when I read it, I know I will probably enjoy it. Then we have slow burn. Slow burn is always good. It's good shit. I like it. I prefer it over like instant falling in love. But it's not in I will read every book with this, because sometimes it can be overdone. And it's just taking them way too long and nothing happens because there's just no other plot besides waiting for something to happen. Or there's just so much other stuff going on that the romance is just in the background. Okay, then we have Grumpy Sunshine. I think I like it, but not the biggest fan of it. Can be done well, but sometimes if the grumpiness is too grumpy, it just gets annoying. Teacher student. I used to like this when I was younger, but right now I'm like, why does this even exist? It's too problematic for me, really. And I think I'm now at an age where I'm not like, oh my god, it would be really cute, but more like, that guy is a predator. After reading My Dark Vanessa, I'm just scarred for life. Then we have right person, not enough time. I had no idea that this was a thing. I don't think I've ever read a book that has this trope, and I don't even really know what it means. Like, what's happening? They don't have enough time, and then what? Like, they meet once and then, oh, maybe it's like November 9th by Colleen Hoover. So it's like they meet and someone has to leave, and then is that, I didn't know that was a full-on trope. Let me know in the comments if it's what I think it is. Next up we have single parent, and That can be very good, but yeah, depends on execution. I don't think this is good all of the time. I have read quite a lot of books where I liked it, but sometimes it's just too grown up for me. Then we have Strangers to Lovers. I also didn't know this was a thing. I didn't know that's no, didn't know this was a trope. Is it probably it's like two people meeting and then instantly falling in love? Because otherwise they wouldn't be strangers, right? I don't know if I like that. I mean, I did like it in Reminders of Him. Why is it only Colleen Hoover books that I come up with for these tropes? Probably because she has written a book for every single trope that ever existed. But yeah, I have read a few more that have this trope as well, if it is what I think it is. Instant attraction I do like, but instant love is just too much. Then bully romance. I haven't read many of those, but the ones I did read I didn't like, so I'm going to put it in why does this exist. I don't really like people being mean to each other. Yeah, I think that says it all. Then we have Friends to Lovers. Yes! I will read every book with this. I think this is such a beautiful trope when people who already know each other and have shared history come together and discover there's something more. If it's done well, it can melt my heart. I'm not kidding, I will be swooning over this shit. And yeah, that's why it's in this tier. Fake dating. I have a video on this one. It's good shit. I like it. But it can become quite unbelievable. This is why it's in good shit and not the top one. Ooh, a love triangle. This is definitely a guilty pleasure that I have. Like, I think what really started it was Twilight. The OG love triangle story. And also the Hunger Games. It's just part of my teenage years. And because these were some of the first romance books I read, I think I will always like this. And if it's done well, it can be so good. Oh god, I would love to read a love triangle book again. I need to look up if there are some good ones out there. The good old only one bad trope. Oh yes. That is good shit. But I think it needs to be done really well to be a book that doesn't read like it's a fan fiction. I like fan fictions, but like it is a book that doesn't just use tropes to make the romance romantic. Okay, then we have Brother's Best Friend. I don't know, is this the guilty pleasure? Probably. I really like this, and some of my favorite romances are with this trope. I think there's just something about the forbidden aspect of this that can make it really, really good for me. Next trope, accidental pregnancy. Why does this exist? Oh my god, I hate it so much. I generally don't like pregnancies in books, and like accidental pregnancies just, to me, make it seem like they're just together because of that, and in probably no other way. Or we just wouldn't know if they would be together if it weren't for the baby, and it just doesn't give romance for me, personally. Then sports romance. Yes, I like it. It's obviously, I'm doing like a whole video series on it. I wouldn't be doing that if I wouldn't like reading it. And yeah, there we have it. Enemies to lovers. I don't know. Is it Depends on execution. Or yeah, it's good shit. I do enjoy it, but I think I've just read too many books where it wasn't well done, and that's why I'm a bit hesitant. But I would say it's good shit. Workplace romance. I just don't like the power dynamic there. Mm. If it's your boss and if it's a coworker, that's. I just have to think about all the stuff that comes with it. Like, what if you break up? It's just so annoying. I did go on a date with someone from work only once, and it was a horrible experience. That's probably why I'm not liking this trope. But yeah, no. Even though one of my best friends, she has the best workplace romance that has ever happened, and she's been with the boyfriend for 4 or 5 years now. So it can be good, but it definitely isn't for me. Childhood friends to lovers. Yes. This is probably even better than friends to lovers. If I had to rank these, it would be friends to lovers on third place, then childhood friends to lovers, and this would be number one. For sure. Just childhood friends to lovers, especially if they haven't seen each other in a while. Or if they always thought there isn't something and then the sparks are flying suddenly. I love books. Yes, this is what I was just talking about. If they haven't seen each other in a while and they've had a fallout and then they see each other again and they're like, oh my god, there's something. But here it really depends why they have been enemies. Because if now that I'm thinking about it, really depends on the reason why they weren't friends anymore and why they have become enemies. Because if one of them has done something really bad or stupid, then I hate it. That's why I'm going to put it here. I hate everyone in the world but you. Nah. It's okay, I guess. I would read it. And I probably wouldn't hate it. But I'm just over the whole hating the whole world, hating people in general. But if there's like a grumpy person who then warms up for you, the idea is nice. Then we have an age gap romance. This is interesting because I don't know when I last read an age gap. I think it's been a while. And I did enjoy it, but I think it's kind of the same like teacher-student. I'm a bit over it. I guess that's why I'm going to put it into depends on execution, because sometimes it can be really good if the power dynamic isn't too strong between these two and they are like on the same page. So yeah, I think I have to read a few more of these to really be able to judge it. Then we have Good Boy, Bad Girl. I don't think I have ever read this, but it sounds great. I would read the shit out of this. I don't think I can put it in the best here because I can't recall reading a book that has it, which is why I'm going to put it here. But if I find a good book, then it's definitely going to go up there because the idea sounds really intriguing. One of Us is Famous. If you have seen a few videos of mine, you might know that I'm a sucker for pop culture and fame. Yeah. This one's definitely a guilty pleasure. Just because I'm so obsessed with it. It's so stupid. Because I really shouldn't care about it. And I know that. But I do. And that's why I'm going to put it here. And let's not talk about me being way too invested in celebrities' love lives, okay? False proximity. Yes, 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 yes. I will take it. Oh, there's so many good ones. And see, this is also a fanfic trope, just like the only one bad, but false proximity. I mean, these are very similar, but I still prefer this. I don't know why. Sometimes my own head doesn't make sense to me. Mafia romance. I don't know. I only remember reading one and I didn't enjoy it, but I think I could like it if it's done well, so I'm going to put it here. Benefit of the doubt. Bodyguard romance. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Have I read? Ooh, yes, I have read a few of those. I think I didn't rate them very high, but I liked the idea of it. And actually, it's probably between depends on execution and guilty pleasure, because I mean, there is kind of a power dynamic going on, so it's also kind of a workplace romance, but I still, yeah, I'm going to put it here because it's also very stupid and I like it, because it's like, oh my god, there's someone who's going to protect the other part of the relationship, but it gets me. So yeah, I do like it. And the last trope we have is right person, wrong time. Yes. I will read every single book that has this trope because I just love it. I do have kind of this situation in real life, which is like a long story, but anyway, I think it can be really cute and there can be a lot of angst coming with it. And that's why I enjoy it. I like the whole tension that's coming with it and like waiting to finally be together. That's such a great suspense moment going on in most of these books. Yeah, doing this tier list has really made me want to start reading again and made me want to pick up a whole lot of new tropes that I haven't even been thinking about. And even thinking about some of these makes me so happy. And I just love reading. I love books. So yeah, if you have enjoyed these, go watch some of my other videos that I have on these tropes. I have one on fake dating and I have one on enemies to lovers, for example. And I will see you in my next video. Bye!